I was just
Oh,
doing that.
oh, hello. Well, we are here with Myles Tripp. Myles Tripp is a performing artist and who crosses many disciplines. I've been friends with Myles for ever. Myles is my best friend. He is an artist outside of New Haven, Connecticut, and I will let him introduce a little bit more of who he is as an artist or what hats, the many hats he wears.
Oh man, when I'm not on stage as an actor or singing, I am also an educator. I educate the minds of high school students from grades 9 through 11, as well as a coach and guru, as well as an acting coach and guru. And I also am a talent manager and agent and assistant to many artists that are in the business, as well as a background vocalist as well. A few hats. Scenic artistry, there's a lot, but yes.
Yes, and maybe you want to tell everyone, because it's exciting, maybe you want to tell everyone about your latest project that you did.
I was able to sing background and some oohs and ahs for Childish Gambino's new record, 3:15:20. So please go check that out and let me know if you might hear something that sounds familiar.
So this episode is artists, well, the show is about artist rituals and stuff, or what artists do regularly to keep themselves up spiritually and creatively. Can you tell us about any rituals that you have as an artist? Um,
Yes, absolutely. First of all, physically, there's warm up involved. And I always have to warm up. Every artist, whether you're a singer or an actor, whatever you do, you should warm up. And that should at least be 30 minutes. It should be in part 5 minutes, a mindfulness and awareness warm up. And then it should then continue into a 15-minute to 20-minute physical warm up in body, exercising, warming up all parts, stretching as well, and then bringing the body back to a conscious awareness for the last 5 minutes. After I do that, I love throat coat. Traditional medicinals makes a lovely throat coat, and this is a tea, and it's herbal, it's delicious. I use it all the time, and that is definitely another ritual. Spiritually, in mind, it's just a thing of prepping myself for what is to come, and a lot of ways that means resting. And it is very important that I also take care of my mental, so meditation and mindfulness and awareness of that. Let's see, that's physical and spiritual. I think that that is probably my means as far as um, getting ready for a role or performance. In terms of lines and studying, I have a 777 method, and that's the lucky seven. Read it 7 times, write it 7 times, say it 7 times. It takes the human brain 7 times to lock something in and remember it long term. So it is really important that I do that when I learn material of any sort. Yeah,
Good. Okay. So
just to name a few.
right. In the beginning part, you said something about the body, which brings me to one of the questions I wanted to ask you. How does your body in and of itself, um, what's your relationship to your body in and of itself, your physical body, as it relates to your art?
Oh, me and my body, we are one. Not just because I'm physically encased with it, but because I have to be aware of my entire being. It is very important that I am aware, because especially when it comes to singing or performing and acting, that is full body. So it is not, I'm not just acting with emotion or just from lines. It is all in body. So I have to be very one and in tune with my body and what's going on. And that is very, very, very important to me. So I have to stay one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. That's good. Do you have any like what does how does spirituality play within your art? What's your relationship with spirituality as it relates to creativity?
Spirituality as it relates to creativity, I am I'm deeply rooted in my spirituality, so I call upon ancestors, friends that have gone on before me, spirits that I know are there with me, guiding me, or just present on my journey. I call on all of them to help me to bring or push or convey a message, whatever that message may be, and also to help me in my body as well. A lot of times, singing, every time for me, singing or performing in general is an out of body experience because I am not really myself 95% of the time that I am on a stage.
Mhm.
So I have to be very mindful that I don't lose myself. I'm much more comfortable with allowing some spirit that I am comfortable with, that I'm familiar with, to take over and guide and help me along that journey. So I'm very spiritual. And as far as the creativity, taking it even deeper in my writing, I like to refer to things that are metaphorical, spiritual, if you will, as well. I have lines in my own music that I relate to feeling someone's soul and presence, like you feel the morning dew or like a morning glory, if you will. So yeah, it's deep. It
Yeah.
runs deep.
Um, can you tell us about like your creative process as you maybe across your disciplines, maybe it's something that you like want to hone in here. In this discipline I do this, in this discipline my creative process might look different based on what discipline I'm in, or how does it look the same based on what discipline you're in?
So as an educator, I have to take off the hat that says I am the forefront, the performer.
Mhm.
I become the background, not even the ensemble. I am literally like the background artwork installation, and all of my students are the foreground. They are the art, they are the piece. It is my job to make them shine and to see their full potential and to reach that. And it is very important to me that I do that. So for me, to prepare for my students every day, I pray first and foremost. I pray that I am guided along the day. It is no different for me when it comes to being an educator. It's no different than teaching a sermon at church. I
Mhm.
have to prepare a message to bring to them. And oftentimes I have gotten to school and it completely changes, and I'm guided along the way by the Holy Spirit because I don't know what I was going to say. I never had that prepared, or there is a tension or a feeling in the room that I become aware of because of the discernment spiritually that I then become aware of, and then it becomes an open form discussion, whereas might have just, we're going to have a lecture, or we were going to play games or something like that. The atmosphere just changes. So being able to move with that that's very important with to me as well when it comes to being an educator. So that's the discipline in myself, losing myself, forgetting about that, becoming aware that I have there's a different task at hand,
Mhm.
because I have to reach all of my students where they are, and they are all over. So I need to be able to access them. I want to kind of be that mega center. So that's for educating. And that's very similar as well with vocal coaching and acting as well, because it's the same thing. I need to go back to help you come forward and come out, as well as singing and performing. Myself, my discipline is just like I saw an interview with Whitney Houston, and she said that every song that she did, every performance, she looked at it as a fight to the death. And only one of them could come out alive, her or the song. And each time she came out alive. So that's my thing. I have
I hope we
to
all come out alive
um
during this COVID 19.
yes, spare us.
Spare us.
Spare us. Yes.
Oh.
So
How
yeah.
do you get started doing what you do?
I've been singing since I could talk. I've been raised with a family that loves to talk and speak. So you had to speak out and sing louder or speak louder than everybody else to be heard. So, and coming as like the smallest in the family as well, I had to really make myself heard. So I've been singing since I could talk. Everybody in my family is a singer. And I've been acting since I was 5.
Oh,
My first show, actually, the first thing I did was a commercial for a chiropractor. And then I was Baby Bear in Goldilocks and the Three Bears, which I've actually played that role twice. Flashback, I was 5 when I did it. And then 21 years later, no, 20, oh my goodness, 20 years later, I play it again. That's so funny.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, you're 20
Come on, young skin.
birthday, right? This was at Bridgeport Cabaret?
I played it at Bridgeport Cabaret when I was 25, at age 25. And then age 5, I played it at the Children's Alliance Theater, which was a company theater, but they were based at the University of New Haven here
Ooh,
in New Haven, Connecticut.
wow.
It's really West Haven, Connecticut, but
How does
you
being,
don't have
you
to tell
know,
them.
how does in being in New Haven, seeing that you are in New Haven and that New Haven is such a boom, I feel like New Haven is such a booming art city. How does that, how does that feel like for you being that you're from New Haven? Does it still feel um, like it's an artsy city or does it, how does it feel for you?
For me, I would love to see more.
Hmm.
I feel like it is artsy, but it's only really to an extent. And I will just be honest to say that I feel like we're just getting to a point now, and maybe over the past 5, 6 years, that we're getting to a place where we're uh, growing in that artistry and embracing it. I feel, however, just 10 years ago, it was not like this. And also, aside from Yale, if you take Yale University, all things Yale out of New Haven, it's like, and especially 10 years ago, what do we have to offer? So I really feel like we've come a long way, but I do feel that we still have ways to go. I would love to see more bars and restaurants that offer open mics or that have jam sessions and that have stages. I would love to see more theaters of all sorts. I would love to see more artists in general, more galleries. Just I need to see more art around the city. And I would love to feel that embrace and backing from New Haven as well. Especially for the support of local artists.
Right, right. Oh, that's a plug in there. Does who is your favorite artist? And how have you learned from your favorite artists?
Excuse me. Yolanda Adams. She taught me grace. She taught me technique, and she taught me style. And Yolanda Adams is the queen of contemporary gospel music, the queen, reigning queen, current queen. There was no queen before her. She invented it. Fun fact, the Grammys actually, quite literally, invented the category contemporary gospel for Yolanda Adams.
Oh
They
wow, you
invented
know
it
what?
because there was no category to put her in. They could not find something. It was the first year they invented it. Yolanda won,
I
and
was
she
just
won
listening
every
to a
like
song by her today.
yes, yes. Yolanda Adams, the queen, all hail. She taught me everything, and then after I felt like there was a parting, I felt that I had come to a point where I had learned a lot. And by that time, she was also transitioning into motherhood. So she was taking kind of like a back seat, and then I was able to spread out and get feelers and see other artists and explore. Yolanda Adams will always be credited for me. Always. She will always be. She taught me everything. She could sing anywhere. And that has always and still is my prayer to this day. Lord, I want to be able to sing anything and anywhere.
If you don't
Always.
know,
It's always.
Yolanda did sung at the Super Bowl
Hmm.
this year. So if you're one,
Yes.
if you need a reference, that
Yes,
was
she did.
Yolanda Adams singing at the Super Bowl.
Yes. I mean,
She
there are
did her
just so
thing.
many. Yeah. She can sing anywhere. And I want that grace. And she loves Mahalia Jackson, who was another voice that could sing anywhere and anything, and Aretha Franklin, but we don't need to go that far.
If you could predict the next wave or trend in the art world, what would it be?
Unity. UNITY. It's going to be unity. Queen Latifah, love you. It's going to be unity. I feel like there's going to be a big coming together, and the trend is just going to be like, what what can we all do?
Hmm.
I feel like this corona, everything that's going on right now in 2020 is really hovering over a consensus almost that we all have to come together and we're all going to have to help each other. So there's going to be a sense of unity.
Hmm. Yeah.
There's like a whole, it's like time is recycling itself. This is like we are the world, we are the children all over again, getting ready to happen. Like we're going to need unity. The last thing we need right now is a natural disaster in the midst of this. So, but I feel unity is the next wave for artists. So a lot of collaborations, I feel. Um, Solo work is always great as well, but I really feel like this is a calling of the minds to come together, to work together, to create together, to be there for each other, because we are already spending so much time alone. And so this is going to produce, even if it's solo, it's going to require a village to come together to embrace whatever is presented as well. Because these are definitely dark times. We
Mhm.
will need unity.
Yeah, we will need unity.
Yeah.
And that could be a song in and of itself. We will need unity.
Yes, we will need unity.
How would you say if an artist, what advice would you give to artists if they feel like they're stuck?
Stay there. Stay stuck. Because being stuck is 50% by choice and 50% by not, let me get the word, non influenced. You don't have an influence.
Hmm.
You're not influenced right now. And that's okay. And so, because you're not influenced, you're choosing not to produce something. And that is also okay because nothing should be rushed. This is why I'm saying stay stuck. Stay stuck until either you get so sick and tired that you just force yourself to create something and then pow, it could be a masterpiece, or stay stuck until it actually comes to you and it flourishes. Because I find that the best pieces of art are the ones that are always genuine and that are honest and organic. So you might have to stay there. But also, Erica Badu calls this period, this stuck, the downloading period. It's the time in which an artist can pause, reflect, readjust, recommit, and continue to go. And I think that that is very, very, very important as the artist myself as well. I have been downloading, I'm still downloading. It's an opportunity for you to go and explore other artists, other music, or other art authors, other writers, art of any sort and form, of any discipline. It's an opportunity for you to download all of that. I download art. Art is everything for me. So I download words every day from the dictionary. It's sent to me. I'm downloading new knowledge, new language, new verbiage. I'm downloading. May not happen right now in the next song, the next single, but it's still there. So download.
How do you go about writing music? What is your process for writing music?
I have to feel it. I can easily write heartbreak because it's happened so much to me. But I also feel that I am 50 parts infected by, or, sorry, infected, yes, and affected by my current circumstance or whatever's going on, versus a need or what I feel in me or need to express.
Mm-hmm.
And so I write that. Also, a lot of times I get a lot of one liners or two liners, or an idea or something will pop into my head, and then I'll go from there and write from there. A lot of times, most of the time, I write before I record or get any tracks or music. Um, I would say 75%, 85% of the time I'm doing that. And the other percent would be receiving tracks or music and writing to it.
Mm.
And then that sometimes has an effect on what I do, especially if an artist sends me something that they've already created and they title it. It completely changes what I have to write. Oh, you should have been there. How many times that's happened? And I have to like re-download because it's like, oh, what do I need? So yeah.
How do you brand yourself, or how do you rebrand yourself as an artist? If an artist had that,
I I'm sorry.
if another artist has had that, have has that question over there, because I know you do a good job with branding yourself.
Well, that starts with, I will quote our former professor, Julio Augustin. Thank you. He is a great teacher, and he introduced us to this mindset, I call it really, and it's called your USP, your unique selling points.
Yes.
And you must know what your unique selling points are. And these are three sentences, or three questions, I should say, that are prompted by one word answers. These one word answers will then be your unique selling points. Now, keep in mind, they can change over time. But the first question is, what would your like former bosses, how would they describe your work ethic? That's a one word answer. Then, or it could be directors, it could be, take it from there. The second question is, how would your family describe you in one word? And then the third question, how would you describe yourself in one word? So I am bold, determined, and feisty. So all of that, oh, excuse me. I am bold, determined, and feisty. So all of that has to play a huge role in what I present all the time. I, it's not that I'm trying to overshadow and attack. I am just trying to present, and that is a difference. And so branding is so important. Know who you are. Know what you bring to the table, because there's going to be 525,600 people who have the same thing or can do at least 75% of the things on your list that you're saying you can commit to doing. So out of that 75%, it's got to be 100% more for each 1% of that 75.
Mm.
So now you have 75,000. It's just like you have to heighten it all over again. I am always heightening everything, taking it to the next level, because I know what you're going to do. I know you are already coming here to just throw down and present to them, but I have to heighten that now.
Mm.
Every performance, every audition that I've done, I always set in my mind that the person before me just booked it, like just whooped my behind before I even got a chance. And I have to go in there and turn this out, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's a good, that's an interesting approach to it, and like to give you like more energy when you're in there. Like, yes, I need,
Yes, that also,
they
sorry.
just booked a role. You think they just booked the role, but I
Hmm.
need to convince you otherwise.
Yes, I need to convince you otherwise. And then also that plays a part in what our other professor, Michael Bartoli, taught me, which was that a full uh, imagination, um, of inner visual imagination, that it is the consciousness of you saying all of this space is mine. So you're taking an invisible crown, you're putting it on your head, and you're just walking like royalty. And it's an awareness, it's a spatial awareness exercise that says all of this space is mine, all this time is mine, all of this energy is mine. Everybody in this room is coming to see and hear me do whatever I'm about to do.
Hmm.
So I have to, it's like, for me, it's become so spiritual. It's like an opportunity for me, in that it's like I am sucking out all of the nervousness out of me and throwing out, excuse me, hi, and throwing it out onto everyone in the room, projecting it in style and technique. I have to just throw that back out of me. It's
Yes.
like a yearning and a feeling. It's like you want to get rid of it. And
Wow.
that's the only way to do it. I must perform. I must produce.
I must perform. I must produce.
Yes.
So, um, three
I'm
tips
sorry.
that you would give an actor, three audition tips that you would give an actor.
Um, yes, once, okay. I would say three tips I would give an actor are: smile when you walk in, command the space. Command the space when you walk in that room. They need to know who you are if they've never met you before. Walk in, pretend like you know everybody, or like they're supposed to know you. Hi. Yes, hi. Very personable. And do not forget the accompanist, please. Please, please, please. That's number one. Number two, all this space is yours. Remember that. In that moment, all that time is yours. So you must present, but you also, number three, tease them. Audience members come to be had. So you have to tease them. Don't make them happy twice. LaShawn Pace Road said that. Don't make them happy twice. Happy to see you get up and happy to see you sit down. You can't do that. So tease them. Leave them wanting more. It's better for them to ask you for more than to say, thank you, we're all set.
Right. Yeah. Who
Yes,
taught
because
me
now
that?
you've harmed your chances. Yeah, yeah. Now you've harmed your chances. You've shown too much. Doing too much can show weakness,
Shout out to
and
Julio,
you don't want to do that.
both of our
Yes,
professors. Julio, Broadway star.
yes, yes.
Julio Montel
Michael, thank you.
Testing.
Yes,
And shout out to Elizabeth Parkinson, our other teacher.
yes,
Yes.
yes. Who taught me posture and body positivity and how to tuck my pelvis?
Right, right. I love, yeah,
Because yeah,
body positivity
that,
definitely will. She's definitely taught me a lot of that. And like not just body positivity, but like owning who you are, like who you are as a creative,
yes,
you know.
it is her that is one of the main reasons why I'm stretching every day, awakening the body and the mind. It's
Hmm.
all one. It's all one. You can't operate half your body on 50% and then the other half on 100%. You just won't feel right. They need to be in tune. So yes, shout out to her.
Yes. Okay, so this is going to be the last question.
Okay.
What advice would you give to an artist right now?
You've got to be hungry and humble at a time like this. Yeah, you've got to be hungry for it. You really have to want it, but you also have to be humble enough to let it come when it's supposed to,
Mm.
and also humble yourself to the process, to the journey, to the adjustments. Never be too proud of your downfalls. They make who you are. So, yeah, I would definitely say you have to be hungry and humble, because there are a lot of people that are hungry, but there are not a lot of people that are humble.
Mm.
And that's going to take you far, or further than where you thought you could go. Yeah.
Wow, that is some good advice. Um, I'm gonna allow you to shout out your Instagram handle because I know a lot of and artists out there. Please go check out Myles' music. He has music on Apple Music, all platforms, Tidal,
All
Spotify, any
digital.
platform you could think of. His music is available, and his music is there. Actually, why don't you close us out with a little vert or a little um,
Mm.
little sample.
Okay. You want to hear something old, something new, something borrowed, or something blue? No, I'm just teasing. Let's see. Um, save me, save me. I think I'm drowning. Yeah, I think that you want me to drown in my own fears, in my own tears. Yeah, you, yeah, you. That saved me. So make sure
Yes,
you go listen to that. I thought
yes,
that was a pro time like this. Social distancing, save me.
save me, yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
So, Myles, your Instagram handle,
It's at Myles, Myles underscore Tripp, Tripp,
and I
at
will be
Myles
adding that
underscore
to,
Tripp.
and I will be adding that to the video. So I'm so glad that you took the time out of your day to see about me, how they say in the old church. Take the time
Yes.
for me. But no. I'm glad you took the time and shared your your knowledge that you have gathered over the years as an artist and just your spirit.
Thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity. This is an amazing, amazing platform and forum that everyone needs to follow and continue to watch and listen to, because Zaya is amazing.